Her name is often forgotten among the gods of Sumer. She is neither the heroine of grand epics nor a glorified savior, yet everyone knows of her existence. According to Sumerian mythology, everyone must face her eventually, because she is Ereshkigal, the silent queen of death. The gates of the underworld open in her name, and souls fade into eternity by her command. In her kingdom, there is no light and no return. This mysterious goddess, who rules over a realm even the gods hesitate to enter, reveals one of the darkest and deepest narratives of the Sumerian belief system. So, who is Ereshkigal? Why is it said that even the gods fear stepping into her domain? Why can no one return once they enter her kingdom? And why, despite being the goddess of death, is she still so little known? In this video, we embark on a journey to discover the story of Ereshkigal, the Queen of Darkness, one of the most mysterious and least spoken figures in Sumerian mythology. Let's uncover this mystery together. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Your support means a lot to me. Welcome to my channel, Discovery of the Mystery, where we will uncover the secrets. A deep darkness, a gate with no return, a land where souls echo in whispers. This is Kur, the underworld of Sumerian mythology, the most feared and mysterious place of all. And here, there is only one ruler. She sees no light from the heavens, feels no warmth of the living. She is Ereshkigal, the goddess who rules the dead, and whose name is spoken with fear even among the living. According to legend, every soul, no matter how powerful or wealthy, eventually ends up in her realm. Death brings all before her. But this dark domain is feared not only by mortals, it is a place even the gods dread. Even Inanna, the most arrogant of the gods, once fell victim to Ereshkigal's wrath and was condemned to death in this realm. So, who is Ereshkigal? And why is she the absolute queen of the underworld? Ereshkigal, one of the darkest and most mysterious figures in Sumerian mythology, is known as the Queen of the Underworld. Her name means Great Queen of the Underworld, and according to Sumerian belief, she is the supreme ruler of Kur, the land of the dead. Unlike other gods like Enlil, Enki, or Inanna, who are celestial beings, Ereshkigal represents the inescapable force of death. Although she is not among the most popular Sumerian deities, her power and significance are immense, for all souls eventually fall under her rule. Ereshkigal is depicted as a stern yet just ruler of the underworld, guarding the boundary between life and death, with no one able to escape her wrath. According to some versions of the mythology, she was banished or sent to the underworld by the gods. In others, she is portrayed as a fallen goddess. Kur is described as a place that the living cannot reach and from which there is no return, and Ereshkigal rules it with absolute authority. No one escapes without her permission. Her dominion extends beyond the dead to even the gods themselves. Myths involving her rivalry with Inanna and her relationship with Nergal, the god considered the second ruler of the underworld, help reinforce her position. One of the most dramatic tales in Sumerian mythology is Inanna's descent into the underworld, which powerfully illustrates Ereshkigal's rule. Inanna, the goddess of heaven and fertility, decides to descend into the underworld to challenge Ereshkigal's throne. To enter, she must pass through 7 gates, leaving behind one possession at each. By the time she reaches Ereshkigal, she is stripped bare and completely vulnerable. Ereshkigal punishes Inanna for her arrogance and challenge by killing her. However, the other gods intervene and eventually restore Inanna to life. Inanna's return symbolizes the theme of death and rebirth, while Ereshkigal's role in this story represents the absolute justice of the underworld. Her power extends not only over the dead, but also over the living gods. Perhaps the most complex and striking tale involving Ereshkigal is her marriage to Nergal, the god of war. According to Sumerian mythology, Nergal disrespects and belittles Ereshkigal during a divine assembly. As punishment, the gods send him to the underworld. Upon arrival, instead of submitting to Ereshkigal, Nergal confronts her in battle. In some versions, he conquers her by force and compels her into marriage. In others, Ereshkigal falls in love with Nergal and willingly accepts him as her consort. Eventually, Nergal and Ereshkigal come to rule the underworld together. This story not only reflects power dynamics and gender roles in Sumerian society, but also illustrates that the world of death is governed through a system of balance. While Ereshkigal is often associated with darkness, mourning, and death, her power goes beyond being a figure of fear. She represents the inevitability of death and is the harshest form of justice. Though little is known about her temples, worship of Ereshkigal is believed to have been closely linked with funerary rituals and death rites. Ereshkigal shares many similarities with other underworld goddesses from different cultures. Like Persephone in Greek mythology, she is a sovereign of the realm of no return. She also shares traits with Nephthys from Egyptian mythology and Hel from Norse traditions. However, unlike those figures, Ereshkigal stands out as a more absolute and solitary presence. Today, Ereshkigal draws interest from those fascinated by mythology and esoteric teachings. While she is not commonly seen in mainstream popular culture, she appears in works of fantasy literature, video games, and occult studies. References to Ereshkigal can be found in novels, films, and anime series. Her character is often portrayed as a dark and powerful female figure. In esoteric and occult traditions, Ereshkigal represents the processes of death and transformation, and is symbolically invoked in ritual practices. In Sumerian mythology, she remains one of the most powerful representations of death and rebirth. Unlike Inanna, her lack of popularity stems from her direct association with death. Humans by nature are more drawn to life than to death. Still, it is impossible to understand Sumerian mythology without acknowledging Ereshkigal's role. She is the goddess who defines justice, finality, and the limits of immortality. Her stories help us grasp how the Sumerians conceptualized death and form a foundational part of their mythological belief system. As the cold and inevitable face of death, Ereshkigal reflects humanity's deepest existential fears. She was a goddess who knew death was unavoidable, but did not fear it. No soul that entered her realm could return. And even gods as powerful as Inanna had to kneel before her. She was neither a hero nor a tyrant. She simply represented the undeniable truth of death. The prayers once whispered by a Sumerian priest for Ereshkigal are no longer heard, but the fear of death still remains humanity's greatest shadow. Perhaps that's why Ereshkigal's story is not just a belief from an ancient civilization. It represents a fear that still lives on in the depths of the human subconscious. So what do you think? Is Ereshkigal merely the silent guardian of death? Or could she be the key to a much deeper secret we've forgotten? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. You can support the channel by liking and commenting. See you again on the next journey.